When are we going to say enough is enough? Specifically, when it relates to people telling the truth. I'm specifically talking about the trophy bill, the banning of imports of trophies moving through the House of Commons. It's moved out of the House of Commons, is now moving into the House of Lords. That essentially has been built on a platform of misinformation and lies. Why have very few of the MPs stood up and said, what that guy's saying is wrong, what that guy's saying is false, what that guy's saying is lies? And typically the guy that I'm referring to is Eduardo Goncalves. So Eduardo Goncalves is the architect of the campaign to ban trophy hunting and this bill that is banning the import of trophies. And he is often quoted and says things through media, through radio, and is perpetuated through various members of parliament that are simply not right, that are simply lies, that are simply misinformation. Are we actually going to allow this bill to become law, even though it is built on the foundation of lies and misinformation? Wouldn't that really be egg on your face in terms of politicians and in terms of laws being created on lies? So let me just point out one statement. Eduardo was recently on GB News, in which he was talking and debating Diggory Haddock about trophy hunting. And Eduardo said something that was quite inflammatory. He accused, well, why don't you just have a listen?
Now, this is really quite disturbing behaviour, and actually psychologists and criminologists say it's really quite dangerous. In fact, people, the FBI, for example, and other criminological experts in the US have shown that trophy hunters are actually more likely to commit acts of domestic violence, so towards people, women, and also engage in child abuse.
So is it actually true? Is it true that the FBI has conducted studies that have shown trophy hunters to be more likely to commit acts of domestic abuse and child abuse? That is a phenomenally inflammatory statement, and wow. So is it actually true? Is it actually true, number one, that trophy hunters are more likely to commit acts of domestic violence and child abuse? And number two, I think most importantly here, did the FBI that Eduardo is claiming create a report, do a study that was tying trophy hunting to domestic violence and child abuse? What you will find is that the answer is no. This statement is a complete fabrication, is a complete lie. All you have to do is go to fbi.gov and type in keywords: trophy hunting, trophy hunters, child abuse, domestic violence. There is no such study, no such report in the publicly facing database that the FBI has released. So then I said, well, can I take it one step further? I asked friends of mine that work for the FBI, have you heard of anything of the sort tied to this crazy statement? They did some internal checking, couldn't find anything. Then they engaged the BAU, the Behavioral Analysis Unit of the FBI, the unit that would have conducted the study and would have conducted and created the report. They did a search of their internal database. And how many studies and reports do you think they found? Zero. Zero studies, zero reports, zero correlation between trophy hunters and domestic abuse and trophy hunters and child abuse. Zero. So Eduardo on national television is lying, is spreading misinformation, is fabricating a statement that is then being picked up and used by members of parliament, even in the committee hearing in the House of Commons. Sir Roger Gale called trophy hunters paedophiles.
What we're talking about is gratification of the most revolting kind that I would compare with paedophilia.
Why? Because of that statement that Eduardo keeps repeating. Well, that statement is wrong. That statement is a lie. That statement is a fabrication. So what else has he fabricated? What else has he lied about? And I hope that the House of Lords, the MPs in the House of Lords, really start teasing apart, pulling the strings of all of these statements to actually get to the truth? Is hunting the panacea for wildlife conservation and to help people all around the world? The answer is no. Is it a vital cog in wildlife conservation around the world? The answer is yes. Is it perfect? No. Can we do better? Yes. But to enact a bill based on these pieces of misinformation goes against everything that a democratic society stands for.